It is literally as hot as hell today. I don't know if hell's humid or a dry heat. But it's pretty humid today. This is going to be a love letter of encouragement to artists. I'm not scripting this at all, doing this completely on the fly because I just had an experience today that made me want to record this video. But I am not rolling my windows up and I don't have air conditioning, but I do my best thinking when I'm driving. So I don't know if this is gonna work, but we're gonna try. We're doing an experiment. So anyway, here we go. I gotta get back out on the road though. And of course I don't have my microphone with me. That would have severely helped things. But like I said, I just had this experience happen to me out in the wild. And I was so bothered by it that it made me want to record a video as soon as possible before I just kind of completely forgot about it or put it off. I've somewhat had the idea for this video in my head for a while, but after what happened this evening, I just wanted to record all the more. So anyway, give me a few seconds to lock in back on driving. My thoughts always come best to me when I'm driving. I think it's because, well, technically I'm supposed to be focused on driving, but I let my mind wander. So give me a few minutes to lock in and we'll be back. NC Scenic Byway begin. Perfect. I didn't even plan that. I was gonna say, I pulled off onto a country road so that I wasn't on the highway anymore. And I'm gonna roll up my front windows and crack them, so maybe this experiment will work a little bit better. It's also too dark for sunglasses because it's now after 7 o'clock. All right. So, as I said, this is going to be a love letter of encouragement to my fellow artists out there. If you are not an artist and this video has found you, maybe God showed it to you for a reason. I am of the humble belief that creating art is how we experience God. I mean, the act of creation in general. So with that, you could say reproduction, but that's not what this conversation is about. That's a conversation for a different day. And you also need a second person for that. You can't do that by yourself. So by yourself, creating, making something, making art is the highest form of expressing what it is to be a human. I don't know if I'm articulating that well. It's not coming out as poetic as it is in my head, but I do truly believe that when you are creating art, you are experiencing God, because what are we? What is the world? This floating rock in outer space, what is it if not the universe, for that matter? What is all of it if not God's ultimate creation, God's ultimate work of art? It's beautiful. God is an artist, and God loves artists, and God gave all of us the ability to be artists, but not all of us believe that we are capable of that. Especially artists, especially people who are specifically chosen by God to be artists. Anyway, we're not here to discuss theology or philosophy. I'm here to encourage people to make art. I think I already know the title of this video, like what I want it to be, and or maybe just the thumbnail, but somewhere it's going to say make art or die. And that's for two reasons. The first reason is because I've been feeling extra patriotic this year. Happy 250th birthday, America, greatest country in the entire history of the world. And recently I saw a flag of Benjamin Franklin's political cartoon, Join or Die, the 13 Pieces of the Snake. And I really want to tapestry crochet that. And so that's been on my mind the past couple days. I've been working on the pattern for it. And then after tonight, which I promise I'm going to talk about what happened tonight, but after tonight, I was like, no, make art or die. I'm going to make that too. Sometimes, like Benjamin Franklin knew, right? Like sometimes you have to be over dramatic to simplify the matter, right? Make art or die. There are no other options. Okay, so what happened tonight? So I took myself out for Chinese food, you know, as the girlies do. And I was sitting there in my little booth reading my book. And you know, when you're by yourself, the beautiful thing about being by yourself is that you get to observe, you get to people watch, and the girlies love people watching. And while I wasn't actively watching this family, I was listening to them, and it seemed to be, the dynamic seemed very much to me to be a son and his mother, and maybe there was another person there, but specifically I was paying attention to the son and the mother. And honestly, if you're gonna talk loud in a restaurant, I'm gonna listen to you, okay? I'm over here minding my business, so if you're gonna be loud enough for me to hear, I'm gonna listen to you. Don't mind me. But I didn't turn around to actually look at them, because when one is spying on another person's innermost thoughts and conversations, one does not go around announcing it. That would be rude. So I just minded my business and listened. Anyway, the conversation was about how this man, I have absolutely no idea what age he was. He sounded to be about my age. He sounded like a younger man. He didn't sound like an older man necessarily. But he was talking with his, what I assume to be his mom, about something about playing his saxophone. And I guess that's why it extra frustrated me listening to him, and or more so listening to his mother's reaction to him talking about wanting to play a saxophone, because I've been on a journey of learning how to play the tin whistle over the course of the past 18 months or so, and through that I picked up my flute for the first time in 13, 14 years. And every time I think about picking it up, I think about how I promised myself I would never ever stop playing. And so this young man was expressing to his mom how he missed playing the saxophone, and he was going to do something, maybe an audition. I didn't catch all of it, of course, but maybe some kind of audition, or he was joining some kind of group, or maybe he was thinking about going back to school, something. He was wanting to do something, and he missed playing his saxophone, so the saxophone was tied into that somehow, and he was going to pursue something with his saxophone, and his mom was talking him out of it in the simplest of terms, and he was trying so hard to explain to her. He said, I loved playing my saxophone in college. I played it every day in college. And it hit me kind of hard, because I loved playing my flute growing up. And I promised myself, I distinctly remember the day in band class, I promised myself I would never stop playing. Fate Weaver Road. Interesting. Anyway, I promised myself that I would never ever stop playing, and then somehow I just stopped playing, and now it's been 13 years and I don't play anymore. And I wanted so much to turn around to this young man and say, keep playing your saxophone. And his mom was like, well, sure, you can do it on the side, but you don't have to pursue it as a career. And I wish they would have been like in front of me. So, you know, if you have to turn around to look at somebody, it's obvious, right? But if they had been in front of me and his mom had gotten up to go to the bathroom, I would have said something. I would have tapped him on the shoulder and I would have been like, please keep playing your saxophone, honey, okay? The world needs saxophone players. I promise you that I would rather listen to this strange man from the Chinese food restaurant play his saxophone than anybody who's on the radio today, okay? They're not real artists. They're entertainers, and they're not even good entertainers. They're below average entertainers, because that seems to be all that society is capable of producing when it's trapped inside the matrix. Okay, we're not creating art anymore because artists are not encouraged. Artists are being stifled by any means necessary to stop making art. The world is burning and none of us are getting out alive. Make art or die. I'm sorry, make art or die. That was probably really loud. I'm very passionate about this, and it's not because I didn't have particularly unsupportive parents growing up. My parents are very artistic people, and they are very supportive of my artistic endeavors and my artistic dreams. The rest of the world, not so much, right? For some reason, our society has developed this belief that artists are invaluable and they don't contribute to society. And okay, maybe we're not developing the cure for cancer, okay? Maybe we're not turning the ocean's salt water into fresh water so that everyone on planet Earth can have clean drinking water. Okay, maybe we're not solving those problems, but the artists come first. The art comes first. The Renaissance happened before the Enlightenment period, okay? Artists are the ones who inspire the world to think differently, to think outside the box, okay? Maybe we're not solving world hunger, but we're making the world a prettier place and trying to be nice people along the way, okay? Make art or die. There are no other options. If you feel called to any kind of artistic medium, do it, right? If you feel called to paint, if you feel called to sing, if you feel called to dance, if you feel called to play the guitar, if you feel called to crochet, your art is valuable and we need it. We need it now more than ever. I was literally buying yarn in Hobby Lobby tonight. Said every fiber artist ever. I was literally buying yarn in Hobby Lobby tonight, and I passed by a shelf and there were crochet placemats. And I've seen the crochet bandanas in Target and, other stores, crochet hair accessories. And it just makes me so sad because for a long time, machines weren't able to replicate crochet. Crochet was strictly only something that humans could do. And now they can. And especially with the age of AI, art is going to be devalued even more than it already is. But we need art. We need artists. And if you feel called to make your art, I'm begging you, make art or die. If you're called to be an artist and you don't express your art in some way, shape, or form, it's going to eat you alive and you are going to be miserable. And what is the point of living life miserable? What is the point of a half-lived life? There is no point to a half-lived life. There is no point to a miserable life. I love this little town that I'm driving through. Hold on. It's so cute, and it's coming back to life slowly. And it's up here on the lake. Recently, I've decided that all I want in life is a little art studio on the lake. Or on the river, a pond, somewhere by water. I just want a little art studio where I can look at water every day and make art. I've decided that I want to live an artistic life. I have this quote on my phone as like a wallpaper that says, I am interested in art as a means of living a life, not as a means of making a living. I'll post it. I don't know. I think I got that right. But living an artistic life, making art the forefront of your life. What a beautiful concept. Why don't we value art anymore? Why have we decided that artists and musicians and writers and painters and tapestry weavers and architects and I don't know. My great aunt's husband was a tile layer, and he created beautiful art out of tile on the floors of people's houses. He did swimming pools. He created beautiful murals with tile. They were works of art. Why have we decided as humans that we are content with these sad gray beige houses and these sad gray beige lives? We need fashion designers. I'm tired of sad gray beige clothes. I want stuff with color and whimsy. Where has the joy gone? Make art or die. There is no getting around it. And so if you're an artist, I know that there are many, 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 many people in your life who are not encouraging you to make art. It might be everybody in your life encouraging you not to make art, but I want you to know that I'm real, I'm a human, and I want your art to exist in the world. I want to hear your music. I want to read your book. I want to see your painting. I want to feel your crocheted blanket, okay? I want it to exist. I want it to be corporeal. Bring it to life. Don't just let it live in your head forever. God did not give you the idea for it to stay in your head forever. God gave you that idea to share it with the world. You never know how your art, whether it's big or small, you never know how it shapes and impacts the world. One person truly is capable of changing the world. On July 4th, I went to see Young Washington. Oh, it was really good. And I posted a picture and I talked about the importance of having heroes. And where would the world be without great men? And where would the world be without George Washington? One person is capable of changing the world. I'm not saying George Washington was an artist. I'm saying this in the context of one person is capable of changing the world. If George Washington did not become the man that he was meant to be, the world would look very different than how it looks today. One person is capable of changing the world, and your art is needed. To the man in Imperial Garden whose mom did not want him to play the saxophone, I want you to play the saxophone. Whatever it is that you do that you don't have any support in doing, I want you to doodle. I was going to say doodle it. I do want you to doodle it. I want you to doodle your whole life away. If all you do is doodling, I want you to doodle every single day. If doodling is what makes you happy, I want you to doodle. I really wonder how that word got created. I love driving. I go on drives often. I think it's actually really funny how many driving videos exist. I don't know what it is about all of us feeling more comfortable in the car than we do in our houses, or maybe all the people on my algorithm are just neurodivergent in the same way that I am, and for whatever reason driving helps us focus our brain in a way that we're able to articulate our thoughts better. I talk to myself in the car all the time. I don't care if that's weird. I do it. I feel like other people do it too. I call it talking to the invisible person, but it's more of just a way of helping me sort out my thoughts. And so sometimes I just go on long drives and listen to music and have, a nice caffeinated beverage. I already had a chai tea today, so I couldn't get another chai tea. I had to get a Diet Coke. And I have water. We have to try to be healthy, Anyway, when I left the Chinese food restaurant, as I was sitting in the Chinese food restaurant, overhearing their conversation sat so heavy on my heart that I just wanted to record a video as fast as possible. I'm really hoping that I'm able to edit all the background noise out of all of this so that I'm actually able to post this. I don't want to be a YouTuber. I just want to make YouTube videos, and I'm really struggling with finding the balance in that. I don't want my whole life to become addicted to YouTube, but I do feel like God is placing stories and messages on my heart that I'm meant to share with the world. I wouldn't be where I'm at if other people hadn't picked up the phone and shared their stories with the world. And I desperately, desperately want to see a renaissance, a revival. I want to see more people making art. I want to see art become valued in our society again. It's insane to me that it's not valued. It's insane to me that we don't encourage people to make art. It's insane to me that we live our lives in sad square buildings when we used to make castles. So I'm sharing this story, this message with the world. I'm hoping it reaches at least one person, because one person is capable of changing the world. And if this message found you and you're not an artist, I would highly encourage you to start creating some way, shape, or form. It's going to change your life. It's probably going to relieve the stress that you carry in some way, shape, or form, and you're going to have a more fulfilled human experience. I promise you that, okay? I promise you that. If you are an artist, if you resonate with being an artist, look at all the corn. I love seeing all the corn this time of year. Sorry, ADHD things. If you are an artist and you resonate with being an artist and you want to follow the artist's path, make art or die. It doesn't have to be about making a living from it. That's something that I've come to recently. I posted this whole video about how I quit my job to follow my art, and I was never going to get another job again, and then life happened, life got in the way, and that's okay. I might go more into that at a later time. I haven't decided yet. But I've come to the place where if I have to have a day job to support making my art, then it is what it is. Bukowski never escaped the post office. So, you know, even Tolkien had a day job. I bet he really liked his day job, but even he had a day job. It took him 17 years to write Lord of the Rings, okay? He didn't become an artistic success overnight. Herman Melville never had artistic success in his lifetime. So I'm sure he had some kind of day job to support living. Some people get success with art in their lifetimes and some people don't, but that doesn't mean you should not make the art. The point is to make the art. The point is to find a way to live life so you can make the art. Because at the end of the day, that's the most important thing. When that's what you're called to do, when you have something inside of you that needs to be shared to the world, shared with the world, and you know it needs to be shared with the world, the point of it is to make that thing. So if nobody in the entire world has ever encouraged you to make your art, I hope that you let me in this video encourage you to make your art. Because the world needs it. A cardinal just flew by. The world needs your art now more than ever. It's burning down around us and none of us are getting out alive. What are you waiting for? Make art or die.